Well, hey, how's it going? 8 weeks. 8 weeks today is when I uploaded my first YouTube video. Today's the 8th video. 8 weeks ago I started. And in that first video, I showcased 3 miniature paintings done on little wooden discs based off of my children's favorite books. And I've done quite a few other ones. Some of them I've recorded, some of them I haven't. One that I have didn't really fit the theme in that the other 3 were paintings, and this one was a paper collage. And that's this one. It's based off of a book called Thank You Amu by Oge Mora. It's all about the importance of sharing and community, and I was really proud of how it turned out. So why don't we take a look at it and we can talk about what I learned doing a pretty small collage. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again. For this piece, I really wanted to copy the art style from the book, which is a cutout paper collage format, onto the little wooden disc. Little did I know that was going to be pretty meticulous work. My plan of attack for this seemed pretty straightforward. I stockpiled different colored paper from magazines, flyers, even a yard waste bag, construction paper, cardstock, etc. And then I recreated the picture on a lined piece of paper, which I could use as a reference guide when cutting the colored pieces of magazine. This allowed me to create all the shapes and sizes I needed relatively easily, which I could then rebuild onto the actual wooden slice. I was definitely surprised just how long this piece took, considering all of the fine details, cutting out the hands and the fingers. I mean, if you count the steam and the ladle, the pot ends up being 6 different pieces of paper, plus there's highlights done with pencil crayon and marker and paint. A lot of really small detail work that individually I'm not sure they make a difference, but I think when you take the time to do something right, you really notice it overall in the final piece. And in the moment, I remember questioning some of these decisions, like cutting out the fingers and making the pot holder out of a cutout from a map, as opposed to just using another random piece of paper. But to really recreate the whole feeling of the piece, I'm quite glad that I did take the time on all of the minute details. Oh. I think I might just glue that on right now. I have no idea if people use like a, is there like a collage glue that I'm supposed to use for this? All right, that one is there. That's good. We need, what do we need? We need a red for the stew. We have all of our different pieces for the white steam. And then I think we might be like pretty close to putting some of this together. I think we are going to glue some of these down and just get started. I love how confident I became once I started attaching each of the individual elements to the wood. Once you get her body on and her sleeves and the big fat pot full of thick red stew, which is referenced numerous times throughout the book, you start to realize that this wasn't a waste of time and you haven't messed up, and it is going to look really, really good when it's done. I got this for, I think, a birthday or a Christmas, like 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, I have no idea. And as you can see, I've almost not used any of the colors because, like the quality of my paints, I don't mind ruining something if it's a couple bucks. But this Prismacolor set is not cheap by any stretch, and I think I'd be afraid to use it if I ever actually used it. So I just, haven't used it. We are going to try to paint some of these little flowers on here. I don't know if it's going to work, but kind of like the idea of getting a little bit of paint on here. Just going to try to do some really little flower flower petals. I'm not going for very much. It might seem like such a minor detail, but I'm really happy I decided to take the time to paint on all of the details in the thick red stew. Every time I look at it, it makes me so happy that I was able to match it so nicely to the book. That just about wraps up the video for today, everybody. Thank you so much for checking it out. Thanks for sticking around to this point. If you want to see more dad content, more art content, learn more about my life and all of the things I am clumsily learning how to do, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, and I will catch you next week. Thanks so much. I hope you have a great day. I think this one might be done.